And
Vice. Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
go ahead. Go ahead. I seen somebody was coming on. I think Susan just signed in.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Vice Chair Eric Harrison. Committee Member Cassandra Brunson. Committee Member Brittany Lowry. Committee Member Susan Morris.
Here.
Committee Member Weta Patton. Committee Member Odette Sanchez. Okay. So it looks like that we do not have a quorum present, so this will be an information only meeting. And Chair Moneycannon, do you have anything you would like to add before I hand it over to Zach?
No, except for that Weta Patton submitted her resignation. She's having some health issues, so she did
Okay.
that a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Zach, I think with that, I'll just hand it over to you.
All right, great. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, so today we have the pre-construction good faith effort review for the Winston-Salem Ice Ring project, where KNA Contracting is the lowest responsive bidder. All right, so the established MWBE project goals for this project is 12% M and 7% W. The submitted goals from KNA was 0% M and 16% W. Attached here is their affidavit D. Both firms listed here are NC Hub certified. So for good faith effort, letter A, did a representative of your company attend the pre-solicitation or pre-bid meeting scheduled by the city to inform MWBE firms of contracting, subcontracting, and supply opportunities, and to review contractor requirements of complying with the program? KNA did attend. I don't have the pre-bid list, but this was a mandatory pre-bid, so they were in attendance for the pre-bid.
Zach, excuse me for just a second. Do we need to record this, or is it done through WSTV?
I know it's
It's
recorded
through
through
WSTV.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry.
Good. All right, for letter B, did your company advertise in general circulation, trade association, or minority-focused media concerning subcontracting opportunities? Note, a contractor must advertise in all three mediums to receive full value for this item. So here was, like they used Plan Hub, if I'm not mistaken. But this is what they used here to advertise. I think, yeah, that was their only one. So they only used one medium to advertise. All right, so for letter C, did your company provide written notice to a reasonable number of specific MWBE firms that their interest in the contract is being solicited at least 10 days before bids are due to allow MWBE firms time to participate? Please provide a copy of the solicitations for quotes sent to at least 3 minority firms from the source list provided by the owner for each subcontract to be let under this contract if 3 or more firms are shown on the source list. Each solicitation shall include a specific description of the work to be subcontracted, location where bid documents can be reviewed, name of representative of the prime bidder to contact, and location, date, and time. So for letter C, here they have, of course, at the top, you can see the emails that they sent it out to. This is their solicitation letter. They did have an attachment, of course, that is attached to it. This is what they use for their solicitation letter. Bid date was August 28th. They sent this out on August 19th. All right, so for letter D, did you follow up initial solicitation of interest by contacting MWBE firms to determine with certainty whether the MWBE firms are interested? Please include telephone log of follow-up calls you made to confirm interest. This one here was just a follow-up email that they had put in. It said, did you still plan to submit a bid for this? So this is one of the follow-ups that they had. Letter E, how did your company identify and select portions of the work to be performed by MWBE firms in order to increase the likelihood of MWBE participation, including where appropriate, breaking down contracts into economically feasible units to facilitate MWBE participation? Please provide a copy of documentation where this information was included. So here again, they use their solicitation letter. Offer to decide was also with their solicitation letter, invitation to bid. Just added some more information there about different items that they offer. Again, it still have an attachment that we can't see, but it was the specs and plans that they had. All right, for letter F, explain how you provided interested MWBE firms with equal access to specifications, plans, and requirements of the contract. Again, they had the invitation to bid, and it did have attached specs and plans. We just don't have a copy of that. All right, for letter G, how have you negotiated fairly with interested MWBE firms, not rejecting MWBE as unqualified without sound reasons, based on a thorough investigation of their capabilities? Copy of documentation or response received from each firm responding to the solicitation must be submitted, along with subcontractor quote comparison form. For subcontracts where the minority firm is not the lowest bidder, please provide copies of quotes received from all firms submitting quotes for that particular subcontract. Please provide documentation detailing reasons for rejecting any MWBE firm's bid as unqualified. All right, so for letter G, they had quotes that came through email from a subcontractor in regards to what they would be able to perform on the project. All right, for letter H, what services were used from the City of Winston-Salem's MWBE office, available minority community organizations, minority contractors groups, local, state, and federal minority business assistance offices, and other organizations that provide assistance in the recruitment and placement of MWBE firms? Please provide a copy of this documentation. Note, a contractor must utilize at least 2 agencies to receive full value. What they had here was when they reached out to myself about getting a subcontracting list, and I provided that for them. So this was their service to the city. And I just had that one. All right, for letter I, how did your company provide assistance and otherwise qualified minority firms in need of equipment, loan capital, lines of credit, or joint pay agreements to secure loans, supplies, or letters of credit, including waiving credit that is ordinarily required? Did your company assist minority firms in obtaining the same unit pricing with the bidder suppliers in order to help minority firms in establishing credit? Please provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in your solicitation letter and/or evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available. Note, a contractor can receive 10 points for offering and 10 points for implementation. So here on their invitation to bid, they did include the section I highlighted that states joint checks. So they did offer, but there was no evidence of implementation. Letter J, how did your company provide assistance in obtaining required bonding or insurance or providing alternatives to bonding or insurance for subcontractors? Provide a copy of any documentation. This could be included in solicitation letter and/or evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years, advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available. Note, a contractor can receive up to 10 points for offering and 15 points for implementation. Here I highlighted where they said bonding and insurance assistance is something that they will offer, but they do not have any evidence of implementation. For letter K, does your company negotiate a joint venture or partnership arrangement with minority firms to increase opportunities for minority participation when possible? Please provide a copy of any documentations could be included in a solicitation letter advising MWBE firms what type of assistance was available or outlining any other steps taken to fulfill this requirement. And for that one, I know the wording, joint venture or partnership arrangement wasn't necessarily, it wasn't necessarily in their solicitation letter. So for letter L, did your company provide quick pay agreements and policies to enable minority contractors and suppliers to meet cash flow demands? What procedures were initiated to fulfill this requirement, and how were the MWBE firms informed of this assistance? Evidence of implementation from previous projects in the past 5 years can be submitted. Note, a contractor can receive up to 10 points for offering and 10 points for implementation. Here where I highlighted quick pay agreements is where they offered, but there was no evidence of implementation. Right, is there any slides I need to go back to? And just to add, the contractor was not able to get on today. So there won't be any questions for them that will be answered on today.
I have a question for number 2. You said that there was only did your company advertise in general circulation? You said that they only advertised in one or in none?
Yes. Yeah, in one.
In one. And then in letter G.
Yes.
For subcontracts where the minority film was not the lowest bidder, were they the lowest bidder?
Were this particular sub?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were used. Yeah, they were used they were in their affidavit D, this sub here.
Okay.
Yes.
So they should receive full points for G. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
And if you'll run back to F for me, Zach.
Sure. The question.
Well, yeah. Okay. Let me make certain. Got it.
All right. Any more?
None for me. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll be all for today. You guys have the scoring links. So if you could just submit your scores in, really as soon as you can. I think by 5 p.m. tomorrow, but we can get those, done. I appreciate everyone, being able to be here on tonight.
Thanks,
Scores
Zach.
are in. Thank you.
All right. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
Mm.
Bye-bye.
Bye.